Hi, my name is Dominick Totino and I'm a freelance photographer here in New York. I've been working with QCP and the Evening of Fine Food event for about 10 years now. For tonight's event, I decided to make eggplant parmesan, which is a local Italian favorite. It's a little time consuming to make, but it's very easy to make, very inexpensive to make. My mom used to make it all the time. It was always a big favorite. Hey everyone, and welcome to a video edition of Dining with Dom. Today we're going to make an Italian favorite, eggplant parmesan. I got everything laid out here ready to go. I make mine a little bit differently than most people, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But right now we're going to have got my oregano here, which I grew in the garden last year. We've got a cutting board, peeler, a couple of eggs to dip the eggplant in. I'm going to make just one eggplant today. Normally I make two because I usually end up eating the eggplants before they even get into the parmesan, but just for demonstration we're just going to use one. I've got a big bowl for mixing in the breadcrumbs and the pecorino romano. We've got some olive oil, we've got my sauce here with some garlic, and the mozzarella to go on top when we create the layers, and a little bit of salt. So the first thing we're going to do is get the sauce going, put that on the stove and let that simmer a bit while we get everything else ready. So let's get started. Okay, so now we're going to get our sauce going. I have a pot here. We're going to put the fire on. We're going to keep it very, very low. And we're going to prepare the garlic. Now there's a couple ways that you can do the garlic. A lot of people just take it, a knife, smash it down and chop it up. But what I like to do a lot of times is smash the garlic. So I'll put it down on a cutting board, get a piece of plastic, cover it, and then use a kitchen hammer and just go over and smash each piece down. Okay, so now that that's done, we're just going to scrape off whatever little garlic might be left on the plastic. Put it together, give it a little extra chop if you want. And now let's just get it in the pot. Now the oil is pretty hot, so you don't want to burn the garlic, but as soon as you start getting the fragrance, that's when you want to add your tomatoes. And we're going to let that simmer on real slow, and then we're going to get everything else together, so by the time we're done with this, the sauce will be ready and we can put it all together. Okay, so I already got my eggplant peeled off ready just to save a little bit of time. I liquefied some egg. You can use a whisk, you can use a hand mixer, but it really has to be very well broken up so there's no slime. So what I like to do is I cut the eggplant in half this way, and then I start making my cutlets about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch thick. Not quite a quarter, a little bit less. Now we're going to mix the breadcrumbs, cheese. I like to add a little bit more oregano because I love oregano. You could add black pepper if you want. You could add whatever spices you want. Touch of salt, not much, because the cheese is going to be very salty on its own. And then just give that a good mix. Okay, so now that we got the eggplant all cut, now we're getting ready to start breading them. First thing I'm going to do, I have a can of spray olive oil. Just going to put that all over the pan here. And pretty much you're just going to take one piece in the egg, both sides. And then into the breadcrumbs. And that's the last piece. So you can see we had just about 2 eggs was enough to coat everything. I had 1 cup of breadcrumbs and 1 cup of pepperino. Just going to find a spot for that. Now the oven is up to temp. I'm just going to take a little bit of olive oil and drizzle a little bit over the top. This way it's not sitting in a frying pan just absorbing a lot of oil. It's all done in one shot. Now all you have to do is wait for the eggplant to cook, which takes about 30 to 40 minutes depending on your oven, and you're ready to put it all together. So after about 20 minutes, you want to check it out and see that they've gotten a little brown, and now you just want to take them and flip them over, each one. We're going to give them about another 15-20 minutes and we're done. Okay, we're ready to go. We're ready to put the Parmesan together. We have our sauce here. First we're going to take a scoop on the bottom just to coat, and start putting the cutlets in. Now while we were away, I did make the second eggplant anyway because I figured we're going to use it. And the problem with making eggplant Parmesan a lot is this. It's so good, a lot of it never makes it into the Parmesan. So now you're going to take another scoop of sauce, put on top of that layer. No cheese. Another layer. One more layer of cheese. And there we go. Ready to have it. So when you're done, in the oven for about at least half hour, 40 minutes or so, get yourself some bread, a little glass of wine. A salute. Until the next Dining with Dom, enjoy. QCP to me is really a very worthwhile group. What they do for people with disabilities is such a tremendous thing. I don't know what those people would do without a group like QCP. So anything we can do to try to help them out and give them everything that they need to keep helping out the community and the people that they serve is such a worthwhile event, and I'm glad to be a part of it.